What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy 16. No, I don't have any makeup on, so I don't want to hear it about my dark shadows in the comment section. Oh my god, if I get someone saying, well, I have dark shadows, are you okay? You look tired? It's my skin condition. A little out of hand there. Just a little bit out of hand. Oh, also today's choice of beverage. Starbucks. Cracking a cold one open with the boys. Ooh, that'd be a nice little pippity poppity sound. I like that. All right, so we gotta go see Otto. We are in the midst of the next part of the story for Final Fantasy 16, and I'm not ready, but I'm going to have to be ready, aren't I? So let's go see Otto. Let's see what's going on with him. We have to go up a elevator, or as some of my friends call it, a lift. Which I like a lift a lot better. You know, it's lifting you up. Actually, no. Elevators also... Okay, so elevator is elevating you. A lift is lifting you, so it's basically the same thing. But lift just sounds a lot better. I don't know why. I don't know why it sounds a lot better. Oh. I'm ready for the story to get more intense. Okay. Hey, Otto.
There you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sent his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
Okay.
I'd trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here?
Interesting.
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash.
Odin, why do people... Okay, so this is kind of a gripe that I have. And it's not just with one game in particular. It's not just with this game. It's with a lot of games that I'm seeing are using Norse mythos to name a lot of their evil characters. Now, I don't know if necessarily Odin is going to be evil in this circumstance. Odin has a very mixed history in Norse mythology. So when I see characters that are being named Odin and Thor and Hela and all of these different names, I just want to know why it's so heavily relied on to name most of your characters from Norse mythology. Like, just food for thought, because I see this in a lot of games, and I see this happening so many times that I wonder if there is something to it, or they just like the mythology, they like the name and what it represents, and they put it in the game because it has a lot of historical substance to it. I'm really curious about this. Leave your thoughts down below. I want to know what you guys think about this as well.
And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline Dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dhalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even? Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was, adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Alright, sounds good to me. I like how they're incorporating, and I know I've said this before, but I really enjoy how they're incorporating these little side quests within the main storyline. It really gives a lot of substance and oomph to what the main story is. I think it's pretty cool. Oh, this is cool. I like the way they did the art for this area.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll give it to you.
Ready? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents...
Oh, that's a sad line.
Where they hide it. Titan took much from us that night. From some more than others. And the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Get some rest and then have probably a really insane dream about your brother who you definitely did not see that evening, mayhaps.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that gun for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Otto stole us. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
Oh, so she literally had to carve the scar of the tattoo. Not the scar of the tattoo, literally carve the tattoo off of his face. Ugh. Yikes. That's painful. Okay, the reading table. Reports, letters, and other important massive addresses to Clive are delivered to the reading table. Now, what's interesting is that throughout this entire game, I think I'm somewhat halfway through this game already, and there's still instructions and tutorials. While I think that this is kind of cool, I think that it also kind of breaks the immersion of the game in its entirety. Now, I'm kind of 50-50 with this because I don't think that this is a bad thing, because I think for new players who are just coming into the Final Fantasy world, I think it's very beneficial. However, I feel like there should be a way to turn off these types of notifications. If there is, please tell me in the comments below. I'm also going to take a look myself after I play this episode. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the constant coming up of tutorial like messages that are in the game, since we're already basically halfway through it, I feel. Because let's be honest here, we already got a message in the last episode saying that we're coming up to a pivotal point in the story, so we have to really like take into consideration how far we actually are in this game right now, and with tutorial messages still coming up. So Republican play. The Republican army matches the Empire twin side, and the men of the Rock have been summoned to the front. I'll say you're done to wear upon my return. Okay, cool.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kuka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash.
God, look at the detail of that glove.
But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know.
Yeah, Jill?
But
Yes!
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
he did. He was there.
It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come?
Oh, I just thought of something. Oh, I just thought of something. Okay, I have to write this down in my notes before I forget. Ultima deals in something within psychology that is very important. So, Ultima, from something, I just saw this right now, like, I think that Ultima, in a sense, is the id. Because think about it, it's a very kind of, it's a natural presence from birth that we have to have this I want this now type thing. And that's exactly the behaviors of Ultima. So, oh, this is going to be so cool in the review. Whenever I think of this character, I think instantly of the id, because it has this kind of uncontrolled thirst for what it needs and what it wants. Kind of just like this instinctual behavior to take without any form of regret, only thinking of themselves, very selfish, kind of narcissistic in a way. The id isn't a narcissistic personality trait. It's fully encompassed in what the human being is. There's the id, the ego, the superego. The id is more of like this thing that we've had from birth, a very instinctual, very just base primal instinct that we have of I want this now. The ego is the balancing point between the superego and the id. The superego is like, no, you can't do this in the middle of this thing that you're doing. What are you thinking about? Like this, oh my god, this story plays so much psychologically into the id, the ego, and the superego. We can say that there's motifs of the id, the ego, and the superego in a lot of games. But with this, it's very heavy-handed, and I like it a lot.
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does.
To a world without mother crystals. To sit.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
I really like the voice actor too for Joshua. He's really good. Everyone's voice acting in this game is so incredibly cinematic. It's unbelievable.
My apologies. I didn't mean to intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
Okay. Oh, The Gathering Storm. I love these chapter names, so poetic. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that entire atrium? Would that technically be called the atrium? Atrium. Entryway. hallway. The beautiful cinematic scenery of decades long past, I don't know. Okay, wow, that is so pretty. Oh, I really hope they come out with an art book for this game. That would just be so amazing. That would be so cool. Oh, that would be so cool. I would buy that in a heartbeat. Can he just... No, he can't jump over there. That's interesting. I mean, technically this is not an open world game, so I'm not surprised.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip around the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
Finds the curse breakers. Okay. Oh, alright. So we need to go over here. I feel like the way that they're doing the slow burn of this game is pretty cool.
We need to find the others.
And it just makes me want to know more. Makes me want to know more about it. And it's just so awesome.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will.
Oh wow, okay. Jeez. I think for the Gladimond Abbey. Okay, it took me a second to pronounce that. Oh my goodness.
Look. Up ahead. Martha.
Oh wait, is Martha?
Are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something. Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds, poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Black Shields? Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too
Wow.
far. Even for the Empire.
Hey, chocobos! I want to rub a chocobo all day.
No.
Damn it. I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night.
Oh, I like that armor.
Lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
All right. Oh, I like it. That's perfect. Oh, very nice. Enemy slain, slawn, slundery, plundery, dunder. Okay.
Is that all of them?
That didn't take long, you were right.
So.
Oh, the mini quest is complete. Martha is saved, and we will head back to her vineyard.
I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive.
Found her.
The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him.
Oh, jeez.
Calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The cuttings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Martha to beg Sid's aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid! Where are you? Sid!
In here! We found a survivor!
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers... they didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice.
They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the Abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix Jump. The currents there are swift. If the Abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Oh, that's sad. But has such an old school Pokemon vibe to it. I love that. Oh man. Notorious marks. Every now and then Cloud may encounter creatures larger and faster. Oh, okay.
Do you think it's spotted us, Torgal?
That's okay. I'm not gonna deal with you right now. I want to be able to focus on the story. I always expect to see floating eyeballs in Final Fantasy games.
Must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Oi, look sharp! And they call themselves our country.
They killed my parents.
Hey, there she is.
No one survived then.
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages and nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. It's unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, you guys, I think I'm actually going to leave it off here for today's episode. I know it seems kind of short, but I'm actually on a time limit here today. So there will be a longer episode next time, I promise you guys, but if you all like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. I make videos every day here on YouTube. May you find your worth in the waking world, dear hunter, stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Umbasa.